Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Ultimate Skyrim Season 2. This is Episode 6, I want to say. I have a couple points that I have to discuss with you guys before we dive into it. The first is that I was thinking about it, and I had a brief discussion with a user on Reddit about the death consequences that I currently have set up for this playthrough. And we spoke about this briefly in one of the other episodes. I can't remember which one it was, but I've been thinking about it a lot, and for the sake of this playthrough and keeping things moving along at a non-glacial pace, I do like taking my time, as you guys know, but just to ensure that things do keep moving along at a somewhat steady pace, what I decided to do, I don't know why I'm scrolling down so far, is to remove the equipment loss penalty for death. This is all out of character, of course, because we haven't died, nor does our boy Wraithen know that there's anything to expect upon death besides, you know, dying. But I thought that this would be a suitable kind of way of just ensuring that we're not constantly retreading the same territory on camera. I don't mind doing that myself offline, and of course you can configure the entire situation as you prefer it. But for the sake of this playthrough, for now at the very least, we are going to remove the item and equipment loss from death. So that's the first point that I wanted to discuss with you guys. And the second one is that there will be no episode next week because I will be on honeymoon. I'm actually getting married on Sunday. I'm recording this Wednesday, but when this episode goes up, it will be Saturday. So the day following this episode, I'm getting married. A lot of you guys remembered this from a previous episode and were very congratulatory in the comments of the last episode. Thank you guys very much to everyone who commented. It really means a lot to me. And just thank you very much. It's, frankly, obviously it's so close and there's a lot of nerves and there's a lot of logistics to hammer out, but I'm also tremendously excited because I get to marry my favorite person in the whole world. So it's just a really special time to me. Anyway, this isn't about me, this is about our man Wraithen, and let's go ahead and dive right into his head, shall we? Dive right into our story. So last we left off, we were making our way through the Pale to track a thief who had stolen something. The thief essentially has a bounty on his head, and Wraithen is using this thief as an opportunity to, one, not really have to think too hard about all the stuff that went down in Solstheim. Two, he's using it to kind of outlet some of his aggression and anger that he's got brewing within him because of everything that's happened, the recent loss and tragedy, and essentially being displaced to this fucking land, which is extremely different from anything he's ever known. I like to think that some part of him is curious, we'll call it, and that curiosity also drives his current little adventure that he's on, but I don't think he's super happy. This is once again a man who grew up rich. I don't want to say, I think that his parents, if you guys watched the intro videos, I do think that Wraithen's parents did as much as they could to avoid sheltering him and his sister from some of the world's harsher realities, and I think they did a good job of it. But the thing with experience is that there's some experiences that you can't just teach about. They need to be learned and experienced themselves. So before we go, but like I said, I do think that some part of him, there's something about this place, and he's not quite sure what it is yet. Something kind of stirs within him when he's here. So before we go, we're going to go ahead and upgrade our campfire to an inspiring campfire. And this is going to, as you might imagine, inspire us. Something about even this scene, right? This crackling, well-built campfire amidst the roar of these waterfalls and this mill. And of course, as we pointed out in the last episode, the way that the people who live here just seem so unaffected by the cold, which is definitely not the case for Wraithen. Anyway, before we leave, this is kind of we can headcanon that this is a internal kind of focus that he's applying here, but we are going to upgrade our endurance skills. The first one that pops up, this is our kind of camping skills. We're going to go to our endurance tree, and we are, what is the first perk called? Adaptation. increase warmth rating by 20. Now, we have 2 perks to use, and we're going to use both of them, and that's going to help us at least a little bit in navigating this frozen north, because where we are right now is an extremely, extremely cold place. The cold here, as we found at the end of the last episode, is more than enough to kill a man, and we have to take it seriously, and we know now that Rathan is too, with the close call that he had in the last episode. Even just look at the way the fire shows all of the imperfections in the iron swords that Rathan's carrying. Something special about this place, and I think he's starting to realize it. Of course, it's we'll call it an unconscious mulling over of these ideas, because I think that for Rathan, just, you know how you just, you think about things sometimes, you don't really realize the unconscious thoughts that are having an influence on your feelings at the moment? I think that he's experiencing so much intense emotion right now that it's probably pretty hard to really accurately place what he's feeling at any given moment. I think he's just trying to take it day to day, as we often do. And look at these creatures. I don't know if Hammerfell, this is out of character for me, I don't know if Hammerfell has mud crabs, actually. We can headcanon that it might, but the mud crabs there don't look quite like this. These are beasts. They're massive, and they're so well camouflaged for their environment. This guy's got an interesting patterning on him. These things look hefty enough to even be a challenge, and it makes me wonder, because of the meat that they can offer too, something we can sell. Rathan learned long ago that the materials made up of crustacean shells, the materials that crustacean shells are made up of can be very valuable. So I think he's considering taking a crack at these guys. Might be useful just to fight something, right? We know that he's on this trip to let out a little bit of aggression, so maybe these little mud crabs are going to be our first real direct fight. Oh, he's taunting us, and so is his friend. At the very least, he's daring us to come closer. Oh, here we go. Oh. Geez, this thing's claws are no joke. Oh, God! And our swords are not particularly great against it either. Oh, boy. Alright, well, a blocked hit is no joke. Dancing with mud crabs. That's how you do it. Uh-oh. Come on, boy. Oh! Whoa! Oh, my God. We got lucky there. Alright, let's not get cocky. Jeez, you know that you're... Oh! Oh, that was what, like a power attack? Ow! God damn! Oh! Let's take a health potion, please. Jeez! It's like, this is what mud crabs are like in this fucking place? Guy, are you seeing this? I'm sorry, I actually didn't even notice you there. I didn't. I mean, I did. I don't think Rathan did.
I had to leave.
Thanks for allowing me to share your fire. Oh my God, that was an actual fight. Oh, I'm even kind of tense myself as a result of that. Well, geez, if he barely could stand up to a mud crab, who's to say he's going to be able to fight a thief? That looked like the strongest one of the bunch. Maybe he's considering, and by he I mean Rathan, maybe he's considering fighting the rest of them too, just to practice with his blades, because it's been a while since he really had to fight anything that was trying to... In fact, you could make the argument that he's never really had to fight anything that was actually trying to take his own life. I like to think that he went hunting with his parents, but there's a big difference between killing something that way, killing something this way with your bare hands. Alright, well, in the meantime, you know what we're gonna do. Since we have our other equipment, right? We have our linen Dunmer tunic that we so painstakingly acquired. And we also have, oops, I'm gonna go the other way for my mage armor on self. I don't think we can dual cast this yet. We don't even have enough to single cast it. Oh God. Well, As we know, Rathan's father was a talented mage in and of himself. And flashback, let's imagine a mini flashback here to a time when Rathan's father was teaching him a bit about magic, and they're just kind of running through the motions, right? And Rathan remembers his dad telling him that sometimes to cast a spell, to really just utilize all the energies that you have to cast a spell, it can antithetically help to just remove anything that you're wearing that could be distracting, right? Something like a hood even, or a cloak, or anything that has weight on you. I think that removing our enchanted gear would be counterproductive, but why don't we try getting rid of the other things that we're wearing at the risk of things being too... I would never do this in a scenario where we weren't right next to a fire, but right here you can even imagine Rathan feeling the mud between his toes, right? And having removed his bracers, feeling the cold wind on his body, just really putting him in the moment and kind of helping him to channel his magic, and yet he still can't do it. Oh boy. Welp. 18 per second, mage armor himself 100. How much do we start with? Out of curiosity. We have 75. Now I'm just gonna see just for a moment here. Oops, that's the wrong button. Now this tunic, okay, so that's regen. Maybe, alright, we're gonna try it. We're going full nude in this freezing environment to see if we can't cast this spell. And we still can't. What is the casting cost now? Just for curiosity. 99. Well, unfortunately, I think we're gonna need some additional magicka, guys, before we can reliably spellcast here. And he tried. Oh, here, you can look at this as a teaching moment for Rathan. He tried to channel his dad's lessons. He was still unable to do it. He's still not strong enough to cast even this basic spell that he's casted, we can headcanon, you know, dozens of times before, even hundreds. And tried to use his dad's advice. It just wasn't enough, and God, if he didn't need one more upsetting thing, he's got it, you know? Just another thing to add on this laundry list of things to upset him. But in any case, let's get back to it. We killed the first mud crab. Now we're really pissed. Now we even want to tackle the other ones even more. Now that one's arguably even bigger than that one. Of course, don't turn your back on something that's threatening to kill you. Hey, guy? You and me. Come on. Do a little dance in this water. Oh, he's running. There we go. It's worth it just for the experience, the feeling of having his sword strike the hide. Rathan can feel that the slices are hard to place on our guy here. Whoa. Almost, my friend. Good thing for that health potion from before. Alright, now we gotta manage our stamina carefully here. That's what I'm doing. Oh. Oh, here we go. You're mine, baby. You can feel the sword just sliding off, you know? Alright, one more. It is a nice release. Now here's a question. If I do in fact switch to fire sparks, what kind of damage are we doing here? Oh, this is the real queen here. Might as well get as much damage in as we can while we have the magicka to do it. In fact, you know what? This is probably a safer bet. This is much smarter. Oh, he might be running now. Uh-oh. Oh, this is way smarter. See, we are learning. And hey, maybe now it doesn't feel... Hey, get back here. Where are you going? Come on. He's leading us into potentially dangerous territory. Well, how about that? Oh, it's a bit heavy for us to lift this bad boy. But, you know, well, damn. Let's see if we can pick him up. Pick up. Too heavy? Giant mud crab carcass. Well, here's what we'll do. What time is it right now? 11:05. Maybe we'll consider processing this guy, because actually we're getting to a point in the day where it's even warmer than it was earlier, and we should have an easier time traveling in the middle of the day. Because we have that hunting knife, it might be worth processing this carcass to get some additional stuff. Also, I like how we're 15 minutes in and we've moved a whopping, what, 300 yards from where we started the episode, but we've done so much in that amount of time, right? It's got to count for something. All right, my guy, thank you for letting us use your fire here. This actually really is coming in handy. And let's go ahead and drop our carcass. That's not the right button. Drop this carcass. He's a heavy boy. And now we can see about processing him. Clean him off. Must sheath your weapon or spell. Nice. I'm getting a little thirsty though. Good thing there's this stream right here. What time is it? It is 12:17. That didn't even take that long. Alright, harvest ingredients, butcher meat. Both really would be nice. Uh-oh. Oh, now it's oh, it's just, they actually, oh, it stopped snowing. Perfect. Oh my god, look at the blueness. That bright sun. It looks almost colder in a way, you know? Here, while we're here, let's go ahead and drink from the water here, because it looks delicious. If nothing else, it's worth taking a sip out of this crisp, cool mountain spring water. Am I right or am I right? Well, question is now, do we want to... How much meat do we get, by the way? I wasn't paying attention. We got 4 raw mud crab meat. It's not looking so great, but hey, you know, it's meat. It'll keep us alive, and it's worthwhile just for the experience of getting better at skinning and such. Now, do we travel now, or do I risk getting more ingredients? Let's do it. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Skinning large mud crab chitin. That's pretty good, right?
Keep your hands to yourself.
I'm not going to pickpocket you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to imply that I was. Now, it is 2:33, so definitely we should get on the road now. In fact, let's go ahead and... Oops, sorry. Dispose of our mud crab friend. We might be able to do something. If we come back this way soon, we can potentially do that with the other carcasses as well. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it. Alright, everyone, back on the road. What a strange little side quest that was, we'll call it. But honestly, worth it. We got a lot out of it. Let me go ahead and... well, you know what? Damn. Let me cook some wolf meat real fast just before we go. Cooked wolf meat. Yes, please. 2, 3. That's what I'm talking about. Now that it's cooked... oh, I had some already. Alright. Feeling well sated. We... What's the word? Quenched our thirst. Couldn't remember the word quenched right there. Oh, we got a goat? You know, it's good for even more experience. Rathan wants to know what it feels like to roast a goat, I suppose. I think he does need... Okay, so I don't think we're building Rathan out to be some sort of animal-torturing serial killer here. It's just a real honest fact that he's completely alone out here. He is not that skilled of a magical combatant, or really a combatant in general. He's never really had to kill things to survive before. He was provided for, he was pampered, for lack of a better term, and he's coming to realize that killing things for your own survival, and especially things that are so tough out in this frigid wasteland, it's not easy, and he needs the practice, frankly, and most of the time when he does it, it's to get that practice and to... hold on a second. We gotta pay attention here. For the reason he does it is to get that practice and to make use of the materials he gets as a result. Although, honestly, and maybe we can even headcanon that this is Jesus. It's beautiful. I would stop to... Oh, God! Okay, this wolf is not fucking around. Okay, we gotta watch. Oh, I'm stuck in. No! No! Oh my god, oh my god. God damn it, that was fucking so shitty. That is really frustrating. I clicked the sneak button and couldn't run. Welp. That just goes to show you what can happen. I'm glad that we made those changes to the death consequences. Well, alright, this is fine because now we get to have a fun little character moment with our man. The one that we've been building up to, right? Ugh, I'm sorry, that's frustrating to me because I'm still not fantastic with the controls, right? And as a result of me just accidentally hitting the sneak button, I was like kind of hamstrung there. Anyway, this is a big moment. So what just happened in our man Wraithen? I'm gonna pause so we have a moment to kind of figure out how he's taking this. What just happened, as far as Wraithen knew, was that he was attacked suddenly by this massive wolf. It tore at him. You know, he could feel the teeth sinking into his skin and just the life leaving his body. As we saw in that message box, his consciousness began to fade. And then suddenly, he's back here in this room. The two people who were here didn't seem to be looking this way, so I don't think they saw us get here. However, we did get here. Back here. Close this door. And yet here he is, physically, corporeally, back in his, what looks to be his inn room. And more than that, he looks down at his torso where he just took that wolf bite. And we can even headcanon that the wolf went for his throat. He reaches up to grab his throat. He feels his, you know, his literal throat as it was just torn from him. And as he feels it now, it's there. If anything, it feels good. He feels physically fine, and he's here. He has, you know, all of his stuff. How is he here? What the hell just happened? Did he dream leaving? Did he never even begin on that adventure? What the fuck just happened is what's going through his mind. We can imagine that he walks out of his room in a stupor and doesn't understand what could have just happened. It must have been a dream, right? And he's looking at the innkeeper, who's looking at him strangely. Maybe not too strangely. Maybe she's just got deja vu. Maybe, from her perspective, she saw him leave this morning, right? And yet, there he goes, out of his room. Maybe she just didn't see him come back. It's not like she's watching all hours of the day. But I imagine that was strange for her. But who knows? And Wraithen's looking at her. He's wondering what she's thinking. He's thinking that maybe he's just dreaming, right? That none of this happened, that he's just now about to set out on his day. Let's see. And yet, as he steps outside, he notices that the lighting that he noticed, that he commented on internally before he began his journey again, right? It looks the same. And this morning it was snowing, but did he imagine all of that too? Maybe it's coincidence. You know, lighting, that doesn't prove anything, right? That's nothing. Who knows? I mean, every day, you could have 2 days, 3 days, they could all look the same in terms of lighting. That doesn't prove anything. That's what he's telling himself. And yet, there's something just in the back of his mind, something that doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like that explanation makes sense. It seems later in the day, right? And he knows by this point, he just spent, what is it? I don't know, 2 years on a ship and knows the difference now, if he didn't before, just from being a seafarer. He knows the difference between 2 o'clock in the afternoon and 9 in the morning. And it is not 9 in the morning, but still, maybe that just means that he slept in or something, right? He did have a long night the night before, that whole event on Solstheim that was just absolutely terrifying. Maybe these events are somehow linked? How about just the basic question of what the hell is happening to him? What is this strange place? And yet he finds himself wandering back out the same way that he did this morning, or did in his dream, or whatever the hell it was, almost retracing his steps unconsciously. searching for an explanation, searching along the path that he remembers. And how does he remember this all so vividly? If it were a dream, why does this whole area just match perfectly? And you know, okay, he walked this road at least a couple of times in the past couple days, so maybe just subconsciously he remembered it, maybe it was a dream. But I don't know. We'll find out. And there, the same waterfall he remembers from before. It's just too familiar. And what is this here? The same wolf corpses that he remembers from the first time he walked through here. And the picked berry bushes. Could it be a coincidence? Or are we experiencing something here? Oh my god, is that goat going after us?
Now come along quietly, and we won't have to give you a clown. Brother, I think she's telling the truth.
What is the sky doing?
Now back off before I do something drastic.
She doesn't have the scar.
What? Oh, you're right.
We've made a mistake. Now move along before that mouth of yours gets you into trouble.
Next time you're looking to pester someone, make sure
What
it's
the hell
right
is this?
person.
These are Alakir. He hasn't seen Alakir in years.
What do you need?
Their
Looking
garb.
for information about a woman, a foreigner in these lands. She's a red guard like us. We believe she may be hiding in Whiterun, but we're checking everywhere to be sure.
Who are you looking for?
We're looking for information about a woman.
Oh,
We believe she
sorry.
may
I
be
just,
hiding
for
in
some reason, I
Whiterun.
didn't
We're
realize.
checking everywhere to be sure.
In Whiterun. This day just keeps getting stranger and stranger. A red guard woman in Whiterun. You say why you're looking for her? Hey, what did those guys say to you?
Foreigners, what a nuisance.
What was all
They
that
thought I
about?
was some other Red Guard woman. They just wouldn't leave me alone. I hope they get lost in the wilderness.
Why do they want this woman so badly? We'll file that into our head as just something that we cannot afford to think about right now. My god. Back to retracing our steps. I do think that that's what our guy finds important right now. He almost feels compelled, or he absolutely does feel compelled. Just retrace these steps and just try and figure out what the hell happened. And see here, we're moving from, I think, Hjal March into the Pale. Sorry. East March into the Pale. Hjal March is over in Solitude. Alright, well, Anga's Mill, it's just all too perfect. It's just exactly as he remembers it. These workers don't seem to find anything wrong with... And there it is. Is that what he thinks it is? It's a fire. It's his fire. A fire that he built. At least it's, you know, it's not definitive proof. Someone else could have started this fire, right? But oh my god! He pulls his swords out. Oh no, I was gonna say he's got blood on his swords from the wolf, but he fought a goat. I forgot about that. Sorry, I got excited. Ooh. So there's a fire here. It looks exactly like the fire he started. It has to be, right? But it's not, you know, one of these guys could have started the fire. It just keeps getting stranger and stranger and stranger. And we just have to keep going. So, inspired by the flame, inspired to press onward to see what the hell happened. Because everything points to him. I mean, you can still rationalize it as a coincidence. But, I mean, does it not seem like he just was either killed or almost killed, and suddenly he woke up in his bed? Hello?
I welcome you, friend. How may I serve you?
I'm okay for... I
May your
can't
road
stop
lead
to
you
talk
to
right
warm
now, guys.
sands.
Oh, I forgot to turn off the gold loss. I meant to turn that off, too. Well, we can always fix that ourselves. Jesus. Something about this sunset just feels surrealistically beautiful to him, too. We're coming up on where it happened, and his heart starts to race. His pulse quickens. He sees something off in the distance. A wolf. Is that the wolf? Could it be? We've got to hurry. Can't afford to just lounge around. Hello?
Need something?
No, thank you.
Until next time.
Traveling merchants. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh, that scared me. Oh, and... oh, shit. Oh my God. Fucking Christ. It was the same wolf. It was absolutely the same wolf, because he could see the cuts that he made last time. And it almost got him again. Oh, sorry, I activated my instincts. Just, you can imagine, like, his adrenaline just raced so hard right there. Oh, my own adrenaline is spiked as well. That was the wolf. That was the one. Jesus. Okay. You know what? How much firewood do we have? Enough. So he knows. Oh God, what is that thing? Something else that we can't afford to get stopped up by. I'm gonna use this last health potion. Oh my God. He saw it. He saw that it was injured before it came at him, and it came at him the same way. Like, it. This is how it hunts, right? It's like, that proves it. He was here. He fought this wolf. It's later in the day. It's the same time, or it's the time that you would expect it to be, had he just been practically teleported, right? Ugh. If that isn't definitive proof, it's so close to it. And he just doesn't know what to make of it. This is the strangest couple of days. It's like it never lets up. I think he's... Man, if there was a way to simulate panic attacks in Skyrim, I think Wraithen would be having one. Oh God, we need to build a fire. We're not gonna make it.
Hail, friend.
I can't speak to you right now.
Ah, but you look tired. Come.
Don't talk to me.
Cheers, my friend.
Here. I'll build us a fire, everyone. We need a chance to just process this. It's too much. Repair fire. Ugh, we need tinder. Oops. Wrong button, sorry. Here you go. Some kindling. Yes, please. Some tinder. Perfect. Oops. Let's get warm, and let's not leave it to the last second this time either. It's like all our man Wraithen can do is just to put one foot in front of the other and just get himself warm and just think about what the fuck just happened. That wolf, you could see it. So out of character, because we could see from its health bar that it had taken a hit when we first started fighting it, I like to think that Wraithen noticed that as well. And that was his biggest clue. It's like he could feel that wound that wolf had. You know, it's not definitive proof, right, that he's somehow was killed by that wolf or almost killed and came back to life, but it's like he can feel that wound was inflicted by him somehow. And what that means, just, I don't know, but you know, here's where I think he's at on it. I think that he is just going to rationalize it away for now. He's crazy. I mean, it's crazy to think that he could have survived a wolf attack and, you know, okay, so what? The wolf was injured. Anything could have injured that wolf. It doesn't prove anything. I choose to believe. He chooses to believe. Oh, God. These soldiers. He chooses to believe. Oh, God. What is this thing? Oh my God. What is this? He chooses to believe that it was just a coincidence and that, you know, he just slept late and it's like, good thing this fucking Stormcloak contingent's here. Oh, an ice wraith. He's read about these. Holy shit, to see an ice wraith in person. My God. Ice wraith essence. He read about this. This place is nuts. It's just absolute insanity. Skyrim's fucking crazy. He's like, I want to go home. Part of him just is crying internally, crying out for mommy and daddy. Just get me out of this hellscape. What did we even come out here to do? I'm sorry, guys. I want to travel with you. I'm afraid to crest this ridge alone. But it's just too cold. And oh my God, thank God, what appears to be shelter. Oh, you know what? He heard from the innkeeper at the Candlehearth Hall that you would recognize the inn by the pond, the fishing pond outside of it. So this must be it. This is his first stop. Shelter at the very least from this frigid fucking temperature and just this crazy day. Helljarken, here we are. Listen to that music. God, the relief. Got some wood here if we need it. It's not ours, but who's gonna see us? What is this place? It's like, how can anyone live out here? Let's check our... what's it called? Our weather sense. Can't remember it. Oh, did I not map that? Oh no, check weather. Alright, we're okay. Hello? Oh, nope, there we go, we're freezing. Alright, we gotta get inside. Where's the inn in this place? Does anyone know? Maybe this... oh, the building up on the hill. Gotta get warm. Oh, well, here's a forge. At the very least we can stand next to this. Just for a moment. There we are. Oof. What's up, my guy? You're just hanging out here by the fire. Hope you don't mind, rather, if I share it with you. Oh, Trailus. I have had quite the fucking day, man, let me tell you. Oh, here, here, I'm gonna go to Ashes and turn off the gold loss. All the way down. So our gold isn't... because if now we're headcanoning that our stuff stays on us during whatever this process is of dying, it doesn't really make sense for our gold to be gone as well. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to save it. Just so we have the file. Trailus doesn't really seem like he's interested in talking, and to be honest, Rathan's not either. The only thing he can think about is just getting warm, and... what the hell? Today was such a weird fucking day. Anyway, we're gonna choose to believe, Rathan chooses to believe, that what he experienced was purely coincidental. Like we said before we got into those fights. The Nightgate Inn. This is one of the places we were looking for. Well, before we go up there, just take a moment to breathe. Walk out to this pond. I like to think something about this pond immediately struck Rathan when he saw it. It reminds him of a pond back home. Less snowy, but just a little desert pond that they had on their estate with a jetty just like this one, where he used to sit with his sister and fish. Things are so different now. It looks warm-ish, at least the water, or maybe that steam's coming off of it. It's hard to tell. What is this place? What happened to him? Just what the hell is going on? And he never asked for any of this. It's like, I just want to go home. I can imagine him saying that. But of course, that's not an option. He's being hunted. His dad is dead. His sister is dead. His mom likely dead. If not, missing. And all he can do is take one foot, put one foot in front of the other, and just press on. Let's see what awaits us in the inn. I don't know about you guys, this is out of character, but I'm honestly getting chills. I'm really enjoying this a lot. Whew, what a fucking... Oh my god, is it 42 minutes already? I can't afford to go over this time, unfortunately. I'm on a tight schedule with all of the wedding stuff, but my god, what an eventful session this has been. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
Thanks. It's a beautiful place you've got here, honestly. Just like that, there's something about this room. Don't get me wrong, Rathan is still in very dire straits, but there's something about this room that lifts his spirits at least a little bit. Is there someone doing something down there? It's clearly a floor. The light is changing. Hello.
Ah, hello there, traveler. Come to the Nightgate for food or lodging?
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Anything you need, just holler.
I meant to player.add item F. How much do we have approximately? I think it was like 1,400. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, and I'll make sure to correct it before the episode 2 weeks from now, but I think it was something like that.
Need a room? Or maybe just some mead?
Can I get a room, please?
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
What can you tell me about the inn?
This old place? Huh. Been here forever. Built by my great-granda. Run by him, then all the way up the line to me.
Wow. Really, do you get a lot of business?
Nah, not so much. The odd traveler on the road. But mostly just old full-time. Come to drink away a lifetime of bad memories, I'd wager. Of course, there's the orc. Long-term tenant, that one. For what he pays, I could afford to shut this place down.
Really? Tell me about the orc. Maybe this is our thief?
Him? Oh, name's, Balablob, or, Malaklob, one of them funny orc names. Talks real good, though. Not a savage at all. Said he's a writer. Don't know what kind of job that is, but it must earn him some pretty coin. He's paid up for the next few months.
Does not sound like our thief.
He mostly just hangs about. Goes down to the lake. Sometimes samples the stores of wine in the cellar. Man can do whatever he pleases, far as I care.
Well then, my friend.
I'll show you to your room.
Oh, thank you,
Right
Hadrian.
this way.
It's honestly been a very long day. Now here's the thing. We don't want to stir up any trouble yet. Like, genuinely, I mean, strategically we don't. Oh. Where'd he go? Oh. Hello?
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Will do, Hadrian. Thank you. Let me go ahead and close this door. Oh, God. Oh. Just a moment to breathe. Please. What happened? Can I sit in the chair, please? Thank you. Oh, everyone just take a deep breath with Raven. What a fucking day. Hear voices. But what I was going to say is, not only do we not want to immediately go after our man, our thief, if he is here, to start asking around at the tenants, just because we do need to stay the night here, we also just... Our Rathan needs to rest. He needs like a moment to just fucking catch his breath, you know what I mean? After everything that's happened, it's like, once again, he doesn't believe that what we know happened. He believes it was a coincidence, but something in him isn't quite sure. So you combine that with the actual fight with the wolf and the fight with the frost troll and the ice wraith, and just barely making it here in time to get warm from the fire. And it's just been one hell of a day. And honestly, I think that's a perfect spot for us to leave off. In the next episode, we're going to see who all is at this inn, maybe talk to that orc. At the very least, ask around once it's safe, and once we deem it prudent, ask around for that thief that we're tracking, and just see where it all takes us. So as always, thank you guys for joining me. I will see you in 2 weeks, remember, because next week I will be on honeymoon. I'll see you in 2 weeks with another episode. And there's something else I wanted to say, and now I can't remember what it was. Oh well, I'm sure if it comes to me, I can edit it in after the fact. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.